Hey guys, I'm back and I don't have COVID, which is great. This week we're going to talk about the 5 things that I add to every single video edit, kind of a framework you can work from. By no means do you have to use all these things. For the most part, video editing is very a personal decision. It's like personal choices and it's all about your own style and personality. But these are just things that you can kind of keep in the back of your mind as a framework if you want your videos to look a little bit more polished and professional. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. But let's get started. So the first thing is background music. Background music is great for a couple reasons. First of all, it psychologically puts your audience in more of a receptive mood. We see this at like even department stores, Target. Think about like Abercrombie where you're like
clubbing while you're shopping.
It helps put your audience in a receptive state and ready to receive whatever you want to talk about. The second reason is because it really helps with humor. I personally look at life through like a humorous lens. I'm always looking to accentuate funny moments, and I do that a lot of times by cutting the background music at the punchline. I use Artlist for my background music. I love it because there's unlimited music, unlimited sound effects. You can download as much as you want, and you can also plug in other people's channels that you edit for, and that background music will be attributed to your account, so they won't get copyright strikes at all. It's so great having unlimited downloads because there are so many times where I'll download a song and I'll think it's the perfect background song, and then like I put it behind the footage and it's like,
nope, that's not the one.
So it's really nice to be able to try out multiple songs. It's really nice to be able to download sound effects. Like I use them constantly to help tell my stories. They always have new music coming out. I'm just obsessed. Everything I talk about I'll leave a link below for, because these are like my holy grail things that I turn to when I'm editing videos. Second thing you should be adding to all your videos is B-roll. So if this is A-roll, me just talking to camera, B-roll is supplemental footage that kind of helps tell your story that you lay on top of the A-roll. There's 2 different ways I do this. One is I take my own B-roll, and this is for shots where I can easily get them. It doesn't really disrupt my day, like if I'm talking about,
oh, you know, Wednesday I saw a beautiful full moon.
The B-roll is this cutaway shot of the moon when I'm talking about it, or if there's a cut you need to make and you want to mask that, you can put B-roll over it. So that's another way I use it. And then the third way I use B-roll is from Artgrid. Artgrid is Artlist's like sister site. It's all this like B-roll stuff that I wouldn't be able to take, for example, if I'm like,
hey, I got on a plane last week and went to wherever.
Like I'm obviously not gonna be able to have footage of my plane taking off, and so this is where I can grab supplemental B-roll from Artgrid of a plane taking off, and to sort of help illustrate my point on some of these shots that I wouldn't be able to get myself, or that are just like way too difficult to get or would take too much time. I also find that's really helpful for client work too, because sometimes they just need like a shot of the city or a shot of a lake, and these are things that, you know, they don't want to go out and film. The third thing is movement, incorporating movement. So that's using a Ken Burns effect, which I'm showing you what a Ken Burns effect is right now. It's that slow moving towards the camera or moving away, or keyframing a really fast zoom in. I also do this for product shots, where if the product is just sitting on a table and there's no movement, it's a lot less interesting than doing a sort of slow zoom up as you're watching the product. It's a good way to add movement to those like really just no movement shots. The fourth thing is adding reoccurring elements. This is gonna save you time editing. It's also something that creates continuity in your channel and your storytelling, and I do this for clients too, using the same fonts, the same colors, having some presets in Final Cut or just in your mind. Those things are helpful for the audience to be able to pick up your style and incorporate your personality. Brands really like when you have continuity throughout your videos, so they can kind of tell how your video might turn out before doing a brand deal with you. But also it saves you a lot of time because you don't have to be constantly changing up, you know, how the text looks. It's kind of like becomes automatic, and it's one less choice you have to make in the editing room. That'll save you time, it'll save you creative energy, and I'm all about saving creative energy because I need to store it all up for like the more complex parts of editing. Figuring out the colors and the fonts is something that should be just preset for you and you can just replicate over and over again. The fifth thing you want to add to all your videos is a CTA, a call to action. This is like in the form of subscribe. You can say it out loud and then put it on screen. You're basically engaging 2 different senses, and so it dramatically increases the chances of them taking that action. And not having too many CTAs, because if you're directing your audience to do like 4 different things, they're gonna pick none. It's like that quote of like, chase 2 rabbits, catch 1. Or, no, that's not it. Chase 2 rabbits, catch none. I plan on making a video every other week until I can ramp up to weekly. I would love to make videos weekly, but I know it's most viable for me to make a video every other week right now, so I'm gonna stick to that. If you enjoy talking about behind the scenes of YouTube and how to elevate your edits, how to be a better storyteller, that's what my channel's about. So subscribe if you want to see more of that, and I will see you guys in my next video.